We're going to master the deadlift. Now, I really encourage you, even if you've done deadlifts before, to just grab a pole or a broom and to do this little exercise first to make sure that we get the deadlift right. So the deadlift, we are hinging from our hips. So I'm going to use the pole here. Okay, I'm using the pole here to remind me of my posture. Okay, this is how we want to stand. So your feet are roughly hip distance apart, and this is how we should all stand with good posture all the time. So the pole is touching the center of my back, just down at the bottom here, and also my head's on the pole. So from here, I'm going to hinge forward, all right, and I'm going to stay here, all right. Now, because I've got this pole on my back, it's keeping everything nice and straight, and that's my perfect form for a deadlift. All right, so coming back up. Now a deadlift is working your hamstrings. Your hamstrings are here, so that's where you want to feel it. If you're doing a deadlift and you are feeling it in your back, something is wrong with your technique. So you need to change, or your weight is too heavy. All right, so the deadlift is working the hamstrings. They are a big muscle, so they can cope with a big load. All right, so what we are going to do is we are going to start to add a weight now. So I just recommend to get the pole to use that first. Now another tip with a deadlift is to find your hips. So find your hip bone and then just bring your fingers in a little bit forward. And because we're hinging, so just remind yourself to push your bum back. So when I'm pushing my bum back, so I'm hinging. So we imagine that this is a door handle, like a corner of a door, all right? So I don't want to see people coming down here. So people think if they come further down to the ground that they'll work their hamstrings more. You've lost it, all right? So what we want to do is you've got your weights, we're coming down, I'm going to hold it here for a second, and now I'm going to just give my bum that push to the wall and really focus on my hamstrings and feel that pulling so much more. And then coming back up. We are lifting heavier and we're only doing 6 reps. So you can really spend the time to push your bum to the wall, to hold it there for a second. You are going to get such better results by really taking the time and doing so. So now I'm going to start to add on a weight, okay? So I'm starting to add my weights in. Okay, so front view. So this is called a Romanian deadlift. And so we're standing up, my shoulders are back. I've got my good posture, my hips are tucked in, not sticking my bum out or anything. And now I'm going to hinge forward. So my knees are soft, but they're not locked out, but I'm not bending from my knees. So I'm coming down. Now I'm holding it here and I'm pushing my bum to the wall, okay? And then I'm coming back up. The weight is scraping against my legs. Scraping against my legs. Now I'm going to hold. And then you're going to come back up. Alright, side view. Move down. Hold here. Push your bum to the wall. Feel that extra pull in the hamstrings. Coming back up. Okay. How can you make this more challenging for yourself? Take that time to hold it here for a second. When we come out, hold. Coming back up. Really focus on your hamstrings and count, slow it down on the way down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can challenge yourself in that way by slowing it down when you come out down and when you come up. All right, so remember the deadlift is always in here. If we aren't thinking properly, we're arching our back, all of those things, then you are It is going to pull in your back, and remember, your body is your best teacher, so it's letting you know that something is wrong with your technique. Stop and reassess what you're doing, and don't just keep going through and think you need to push through it, because that's not what you should be doing at all. All right, the deadlift is a great movement. We want to eventually be able to at least lift our body weight. All right, we can also get the bar. If you're in the studio, or if you're in a gym, or if you have it at home, we can get the big Olympic bar, and we can do your deadlifts with the bar too, and that way you can lift more of a load. The other way, that you can challenge yourself is you can elevate your feet. So you can do something to elevate your feet to get into the hamstrings a little bit more. All right. So again, so many different ways that you can challenge yourself to make sure that we are really, really increasing our strength. Good luck, guys.